Hi, I'm Lisa Bardot, and today's drawing tutorial is all about the mouth. This video is a part of my People Skills series, a month-long sequence of tutorials and assignments that will get you familiar with the basics of drawing humans and help you develop your own people drawing style. If this is your first People Skills video, I recommend starting with the intro and working your way through the tutorial sequentially. We'll be using the iPad app Procreate to do the tutorials, but you are more than welcome to join in with a paper and pencil or whatever medium you feel comfortable using. If you're new to Procreate, I highly recommend watching my Intro to Procreate tutorial. Let's get started. In these videos, we're working towards making stylized illustrations. This means we're not going for realism when we draw these mouths. But we do need to understand realism, so we're going to need to observe some real mouths. The first step to stylization is to determine the minimal depiction. In other words, what is the least amount of detail we need to convey a mouth? I think you might already know the answer because we've all seen a smiley face. All we need to depict a mouth is one line. Curved or straight, one line does the trick. Next, let's observe a photo reference of a mouth and break it down into its basic elements. And we're actually going to do this twice because the mouth can either be closed or open. So the first element is going to be the most obvious one, which is the opening of the mouth. Contrary to popular belief, this is not a straight line. In fact, the mouth and the lips are made up of a lot of different wavy lines, which we can think of in terms of mountains and valleys. At the sides of the mouth opening are the next element, which is the corners. And these are small shadows that you can see at the corners of the mouth. The next element is the upper lip. Like I mentioned, it is made up of wavy lines. So for the top of the upper lip, it starts with a valley in the middle between two mountains. So it creates this M shape. And then the bottom of the upper lip has that M shape as well, but it's a little less pronounced. Another thing to note about the upper lip is that it is darker than the lower lip. And this is because the face of that lip points towards the ground, not towards the sky. Next is the lower lip. So starting at the bottom, it's a little bit flat, and then it curves up to reach the corners. And then the top of the lower lip actually has that same kind of mountain valley shape. Our next element is lines and shines, and this represents the texture of the lip. So you'll observe on the lips that there's little lines going up and down, and these are great to use for showing contouring to depict volume of the lip. And then depending on your hydration level and amount of makeup being worn, the lips are also shiny. Okay, that covers it for the closed mouth. Let's look at the open mouth. So just like before, we've got the opening, although much more round this time. And then we have the upper lip and the lower lip. And one thing to note about the lips is that we still have those mountains and valleys, but they're more flat. And that's because when you open your mouth, your lips become stretched. All right, moving on to inside the mouth, we've got the teeth, which are curved, which is important to remember as we're drawing teeth later. We have the tongue, and even though you can't see it in this photo, you might want to use it in your stylized drawings. And that's the uvula and the throat opening. So another thing to keep in mind is, unlike eyes and noses, mouths move quite a lot. From laughing to screaming to speaking, there are a lot of different ways the mouth can move. So it's important to observe the many positions a mouth can take when you're doing your practice sketches. So here are the basic elements for the mouth, both closed and open. Be sure to observe further to pick out more little details you might incorporate into your drawings. Now it's time to draw some mouths. Okay, so let's start by putting together all of our basic elements. So when I draw a mouth, I like to start with a line that represents the width of the mouth. I'll draw the valley of the top of the upper lip, and then the valley of the bottom of the upper lip. And then I'll connect the top of the lip to the line, and then I'll draw the bottom of it as well. And then I'll draw my lower lip. So I'll start with a line at the bottom, which represents that flat part of the bottom lip, and then I'll connect it almost all the way to where the top lip is, not quite all the way. And then I can add corners and I can add some lines. So I'm just gonna quickly shade this just to show you the basic shading of the lip. So like I mentioned before, the top of the lip is going to be darker than the bottom of the lip, but there would be some darker shadows along the underside of the bottom lip. And of course, there would definitely be some shadows in the opening of the mouth. That's where your darkest shadows will actually be. And that's why that line, the line of the opening, is so pronounced, is because the darkest shadows are there. And then the corners of the mouth are also darker as well because those are receding. Those are back further into the head. They don't stick out as far. Obviously, this is not the best, but it just gives you an idea. And then we're going to add some shininess. So I'm just going to grab my eraser and use it like a shader and bring some of that shininess back in. And the top lip does have a little bit of shine too, just kind of depending on how shiny your lips are, if you're wearing really shiny lipstick. And another important thing to shade is right under the lip. Because the lip sticks out, it creates a shadow on the skin right underneath it. So there's usually a shadow there in between the lip and the chin. And then if you remember the philtrum from yesterday's lesson, we can add that in as well. All right, so that's pretty basic, but that gives you an idea of kind of the composition and shading of lips. So now I'm gonna try stylizing it. So the first thing that I see is, I'll grab another color to show you. So the first thing I see is this lip shape, which everybody's really familiar with. It's usually drawn something like this. Is probably how you might have drawn lips as a kid. I know that's kind of how I used to draw lips. And it's not too far off, but we can zhuzh this up a little bit and make it look kind of a bit more realistic. So I'm gonna lighten that and just trace over it just to show you these little differences that are gonna make your lips look more realistic. So instead of like a V shape right there, we'll make it that valley. So kind of like U shape. And then we'll have the lips curve up and down, really nice gradual curve. And then we can add the valley at the bottom of the upper lip. You can already see it's looking better. So, and I usually like the opening of the mouth to stick out a little bit further so the lips aren't just like right up into the edge of the corners. And then we can flatten out the bottom of these lips here. And when I do my lips, I don't connect the bottom lip and the top lip at the same point. The bottom lip is actually, it goes in a little bit right there. So you can already see this looks much more realistic than just this kind of lip shape. Another technique you can try is starting with a heart. So if you can draw a heart, you can draw lips because you can do it this way. So draw a heart and then draw a line through it, not too far down from where like the pointy part of the heart is. And now we're going to put the little rounded valley there, and then we're going to go down nice and smooth. Put our valley there, draw those wavy lines, make the opening extend out a little further. This time I'm going to add on some corner shading and then the flat part, and then make that match up as well. So there's another way to make really easy lips. So let's stylize a little bit more because I just kind of want to play here. So we can do something a little bit more angular, something a little more wavy overall. We can do a very thin lip. So just starting with the opening, like that right there also represents a mouth. It doesn't have to have full lips, but if you wanted to add a little bit more to it, you could put a little shading right underneath. So kind of going off of this, we can do just our basic smile. We can do, maybe exaggerate that waviness a little bit more. What would that look like? Add a little bit of lip to it. We don't have to connect all these lines. Let's play around with opening the mouth a little bit now. So really basically, like this would be a way that we can open it where you just have the mouth open just a little bit. We can open it up a little bit more. And I like doing the opening that has sort of like a bell curve to it and not like a sideways letter D. Which is cute. I like that as well. But another way you could do it is do more like a bell curve. Another thing we want to do is if the mouth is open, we usually want to have it filled in dark because it's dark in there. It's your mouth. But we could also add teeth now and a tongue and then color in the rest. Just keeping it really simple. The more that the mouth is open, the more pronounced those lines around the corner of the mouth are going to be. So let's add maybe some teeth to this one. And maybe I want to show a little more of the shape of the lip on this one, so I can just add a very simple line to the bottom. Like I was showing you the shading, there's a little shadow underneath the lip. So sometimes that's all you need. So let's keep going. And something else about teeth is they don't go all the way across, usually. They end before you get to the corner. Like if the mouth is really wide, you would see some of the black of the mouth, like the open mouth on the corners. And speaking of teeth, you can decide to add definition to the teeth. You can leave them all white. You can add darker lines, or you can do kind of a more subtle line like I'm doing here. When it comes to teeth, I'm kind of in the camp that less is more. So I don't really like to add a ton of detail to teeth. Okay, so let's do one that's a little more realistic. And then to represent the teeth, I'm just gonna start with these little dots. And because of the perspective, the teeth will look smaller and closer together the more you go towards the corners of the mouth. And then I'm going to turn these into like little like upside down T shapes. So these would represent the shadows like in between the teeth and right like underneath. And then just very light lines right at the bottom of the teeth. I'm going to keep going and adding more detail because I'm not loving it that much. So I like to keep the teeth a little more subtle. That's like my choice. Maybe we'll have the bottom teeth and a tongue in this one. And because there is a lip right above them, the teeth would have a little bit of shadow cast down on them. Teeth are hard, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend like I am the best teeth drawer because I am definitely not. I've always struggled with them. So usually I keep them like more along those lines where they're just like plain white. Let's do a few more stylized ones because I think those are really fun. This one's kind of like a sad mouth. We could go really simple and just do round shapes instead of the like Mountain Valley wavy line kind of thing. So this is like kind of like a kissy, that kind of thing. Add a little bit of lines to show the volume. The lips like really puckered up. Maybe we could do something really hilly. Really hilly. That's kind of interesting. It's almost like a camel. The camel's back. So I want to do one that's like really open now. So now we get to see like back to the throat opening. We see the uvula hanging down in there. This mouth is just so wide open that you can see all of that. We'll add some lip detail to the bottom. And I'm going to shade in the inside of the mouth because that's going to be darker than the teeth, obviously, but not as dark as the opening to the throat. So considering the value when you're doing this, the lips are going to be a little bit darker and the teeth are going to be the lightest thing. I'll play around with that a little more. Maybe make it more like of a long shape. It's like really long. A little more simplified. I feel like I can see this one screaming at me. Cool, kind of like that. All right, let's keep going down here. So here I'm doing like a mouth with the tongue out, lips with the tongue out, and maybe we would see a few teeth up there at the top. Can also do teeth, like little kind of bumpy lines. That works too. It doesn't have to be a straight line across since teeth, you know, they're not all perfectly flat and straight. Well, maybe some people's are, but most people's are curved. And I'll shade in the inside of that. Maybe I'm doing a Rolling Stones thing here. I'm just having fun. I'm going to think back to the kind of lips I might use on a character. So I think I would do something really simple. So there's like a really simple lip, but then maybe adding the shading to the top lip. And the bottom lip a little bit lighter. So for a character, if I wanted to be really simple, that would be a really great way to do it. So if we were working in color, this might be a little bit easier, but we don't have to use lines to define the shape of the lips. We can use value. So maybe just one line for the opening. Make the top darker. Make the very bottom darker. And then just draw on the corners, like super simple. So the only real line here is the actual opening. So if you can imagine like a skin color and then the lip color as this different value, but not actually using line art to do it. So that's another way we can do it. Okay, so let's tackle like a 3/4 view here. So we'll start with the valley and we'll have one side of the lip coming down. And then for the other side, it's gonna come and curve back around. So we've got the matching valley right there. And then it comes back around to meet the lip. So it's kind of like half of a lip, but this side is curved off. And then we'll draw the bottom of the lip. So we're gonna have a curve come out and then it's straight a little bit at the bottom and then it comes up and meet it. And then we'll do a little corner. Add in some lines so you can really see the volume of that. Yeah, that's kind of like a 3/4 view. I think this valley is a little bit too big. There you go. It's a little bit better. So I think I'm more drawn to this like really simple look. Just like really simple lines to give definition to the lips. So maybe another way I could do it is do kind of like a lemon shape and then kind of erase away the top where that upper lip valley would go and then draw in the opening of the mouth. I think that's like a really easy, simple way. And then maybe just darken that upper lip. Another way we could think about the mouth is starting with this like cross, which we'll see come up a lot when we start to talk about facial proportions. So using that to kind of guide us. So starting with the upper lip, this opening, and then the bottom of the lip, and then connecting all the dots. And then if the corners are here, so now we have some good guides to go off of. That's a really quick and simple way to do it. And we could probably even use the same thing to do like a 3/4 view. So that way we get a little bit of foreshortening on that side. Maybe this side looks a little bit off. I think it needs to curve up just a little bit. All right, I'm going to start with just the upper lip. And the more I curve this downward, the more it's either going to be frowning or the mouth is going to be opening depending on where I put the bottom lip. So if it was open, it would be, you know, something like that. If it was frowning, the lips would just actually look kind of like that. So another method you can use is the 3-circle method, and you can change the way the lip looks depending on the ratio of these circles. So over here, these are a little more proportioned. So here's what you do. You add in a line to show us where the width is. So we add the valley in between those 2 circles, join it. So there's one set of lips, and this one's gonna look a lot different. So this one does look a lot different. It has like a really super big bottom lip, like super, super huge. This one's big enough already, but this one's like extra big. So let's do one that's the opposite, where maybe it's a little more human looking. So these are 3 equal circles, a line for the width. So that looks a little more closer to real life. But real life isn't always what you're going for. It's good to know how to manipulate so that you can make characters that are really unusual looking. All right, so I think I'm off to a good start with this sheet. Now it's time for you to do your homework. So on your own, fill up a page with as many different mouths as you can. Go out and observe a lot of different mouths. Mouths that are open, mouths that are closed, mouths that are speaking, and see if you can try and replicate what you see. But just make as many mouths as you can. Read more about this assignment on the lesson page for this tutorial, including a Pinterest board I made filled with inspiration and additional resources. You can find that page along with an organized list of all the lessons at bardobrush.com/people. I've put a link in the description. I hope you'll join us in our next tutorial, cause did you hear? We're learning all about ears. Be sure to subscribe and tap the little bell icon so you don't miss it. I made people skills as a part of my Making Art Everyday project, a series of drawing prompts, tutorials, and motivation to help you overcome creative fears and establish a daily art making practice. Learn more at bardobrush.com/joinMAE. If you'd like to purchase the brushes used in this video, you can find them along with many others at bardobrush.com. If you're posting your work to Instagram, I would love to see it. Use the hashtag #bardobrush. Thanks and happy art making! If you like this video, please subscribe for more awesome tutorials. And check out one of my other videos. Have a great day!